Hello everybody, this is Jose Betancourt, and as always, thank you for viewing my videos. So you can catch me at rageworks.net, and while you're there, make sure you subscribe to the website. We have an abundance of news, whether it's video games, movies, sports. You're going to find it at rageworks.net. So I want to give a big thanks to Plantronics for sending me a pair of these Rig 4 VR headsets. Now let's get to it, because the Rig 4 VR retails for $69.99. You can pick them up basically anywhere you will find video game accessories. So what attracts me to the Rig 4 VR is its lightweight feel. It's made of a material very plasticky, but not cheap. And because of that, you have very lightweight design. Now this is very important because the VR in the name specifies that this is ideal for the PlayStation VR headset. Now, it is not mandatory to use it strictly for your PlayStation VR headset. You can use it on a tablet. You can use it on your phone, computer. I believe you can even use it on the Xbox One controller. Now, I used it for an extended period of time, listening to some music on my iPhone 7. Now, because of the headphone jack on the iPhone 7, I had to use the adapter. The sound was pretty good. I even put it on my wife's LG V10, which has the audio DAC that, if you use a specific type of headset, will give you clearer sound. Lo and behold, it worked. And the sound coming from the Rig 4 VR was a lot clearer. But that's on my wife's phone, not on my iPhone 7. On my iPhone 7, I was greeted with slightly heavy bass, enough pop, and by the way, I'm no audiophile, so I'm not going to pretend like I know what I'm talking about, but as an average consumer, I'm going to explain what I was listening to. So I tried different genres of music, and the sound basically was the same. You had more bass, and I would assume for hip hop or anything like that, you would want that. So I played some Big Daddy Kane, and you could definitely hear the bass. I played some BT, which is not bass heavy, but there was still slightly muffled sound when he was singing. So it wasn't bad by any means of the imagination, and it's definitely better than any stock headphones you're going to get with your phone, with your smartphone. So if I had to listen to music for an extended period of time, the Rig 4 VR will do the job. But on video games, or teamed up with video games, whether it's on the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation VR, because you have to connect them to the audio jack, the sound was really good. When I had it on my PlayStation VR, and let me tell you something, having the Rig 4 VR teamed up with the PlayStation VR on my head, you would think that I had fatigue, that having both of these items on my head was going to provide some discomfort, but no, it didn't, because of the lightweight design. The materials are really lightweight. And not only are the materials lightweight, but the ear cups, they're a very soft material. Even the strap that sits on top of your head is extremely flexible. And what I like about the cups and the strap that sits on top of your head is not covered by some plasticky fake leather. So you don't have to worry about that. You have a cloth material. It's very soft, very light. I keep using that word, but I have to emphasize just how lightweight this headset really is. Now, back to the sound design. When you plug it into your VR headset, you have 3D audio. I tried a few games on the PlayStation VR. The one I spent the most time with was Batman VR. And because you're sitting on top of a building as Batman, you're listening to all types of ambient noises. You're listening to rail cars, you have cars on the ground, you have people screaming. So no matter what direction those sounds are coming from, they're going to remain true to life with the 3D audio. And with the Rig 4 VR, it held its own. Now, once again, I'm no expert, I'm no audiophile, but it definitely enhanced my VR experience. Now, the little earbuds that come with the PlayStation VR are not bad, but you do get another level of audio quality when using a headset like the Rig 4 VR. What was cool was that no matter where the sound was coming from, no matter where I turned my head, that sound was going to remain exactly where it was at. So if I had a character speaking, like, for example, you're speaking to the penguin, I can turn my head to the left and he's still speaking to me from the same exact position. The audio is still coming from that direction. It's something you have to experience and see for yourself, or in this case, hear for yourself, but it definitely, when combined with PlayStation VR, enhances that experience of putting you into the game. And I mean literally. Now, I have some complaints because this is not the perfect headset. Now, because of the materials used in order to keep the Rig 4 VR lightweight, I have a problem with the extension cable that comes with the Rig 4 VR. And these cables, they give you two different sizes. One is designed shorter than the other so that you can use that one with your PlayStation 4 VR headset. The second one is longer, so you can plug it into a tablet, your Xbox One controller, your computer. On the left side, you have a little cable sticking out that attaches physically to the headset itself. And when you plug in any one of these two cables, you have to wrestle with it so that you get a good connection. For example, when I first plugged it into my PlayStation VR headset, I was getting sound coming out of the left earbud or the left ear cup, and I had to wrestle with it so that I can get stereo sound, and that was a little odd. Same thing happened when I plugged it into my PlayStation 4 controller or my iPhone 7. So there's an issue. I don't know if the full retail version of the 4VR will have the same issue, but the review unit that I had this issue. Now, unfortunately, when I plugged it into my PlayStation VR headset, because you're constantly moving, depending on the game, at times I had to readjust that cable so that I can get sound coming out of both ear cups. Listening to music, I had better results. I didn't have to adjust it once I got the sound right. But on the PlayStation VR, yes, it was an annoyance. And hopefully that's something that is rectified with the full retail model of the Rig 4 VR. The other thing that bothers me is the microphone. It comes with the microphone. You have to snap it into place. Now, the microphone itself doesn't necessarily bother me. It's just the placement. It sits pretty far from your mouth. And because of that, I can't trust the sound quality that's going to come from my side when chatting with people on the internet, whether it's through the PlayStation Network or Xbox Live. And you can move it out of the way when you're done with it by folding it upwards, but sound quality is important to me. And from what I've been told, I was coming off as somewhat tin. And I did try to move the microphone a little closer to my mouth, but I didn't want to break it. So unless there's some secret way of adjusting this microphone from left to right, that's going to bother me. You know, not a deal breaker, but it will bother me. So adjusting the Rig 4 VR headsets, it's pretty straightforward. You have 3 slots, and you can simply pop out the ear cup and adjust it to the best of your ability. Now, because there's only 3 slots, you're not going to get a truly customizable fit. And there lies a plus and a minus, because while it's really easy to pop these out and adjust them, I wonder how, in the long run, the durability of these particular slots. Will they wear out? Will they open up to the point where the ear cup will slip out? So that remains to be seen. I've only used these for about a week, so I will definitely give an update if that happens. Hopefully, I don't have to deal with that, but that possibility is there. It is an easy and straightforward design, but there's a caveat: wear and tear. It happens. So hopefully you find a good fit and you leave it where it's at and you don't have to deal with it, because $70 is $70. So it's not as expensive as some of the more elaborate headphones or headsets, but $70 is still $70. And I will tell you what, for $70, $69.99, you're getting a lightweight design, you're getting good audio quality, you're getting soft and cushiony ear cups. It's versatile, so you can use it on a tablet, on your phone, on your computer, or even the Xbox One, Nintendo Wii U. So you have a little bit of everything with the Rig 4 VR. And the most important thing in my book is the sound quality, and it's there, especially for video games. If you're playing a first-person shooter and you want to hear those explosions, you got it. If you want to play on your PlayStation VR and have 3D audio, it's here. And as I stated earlier, if you want to listen to music with some good bass, you're covered. There's more to like with the Rig 4 VR than not to like. But there are some concerns that maybe might rear its head in the future, but that remains to be seen. But if I had to recommend the Rig 4 VR by Plantronics, I would definitely do so, especially if you have PlayStation VR. So until next time, I'm Jose Betancourt. Talk to you soon.